Welcome to the Berean Remnant. I'm your host, Dr. Bernard Mauser. Today, what I'm going to talk to you about is a Bible difficulty for those of us that study Christian apologetics and study ways to answer bad philosophy by studying good philosophy. Often we're confronted and beat up with this verse in Colossians. In Colossians 2:8, it says, "See to it that no one takes you captive through hollow and deceptive philosophy, which depends on human tradition and elemental spiritual forces of this world rather than on Christ." What's going on there? Is it that you should never study philosophy? Not at all. So one of the things I'd want to do if I was your enemy is get you to not study philosophy. Don't study logic. Don't study anything that allows you to reason more effectively. So the best way to be deceived by bad philosophy is to not know what good philosophy is, not to be able to recognize bad philosophy. So good philosophy is going to help you recognize bad philosophy. But more specifically, what's going on in this passage? So one approach to answering is the best way to avoid being deceived by bad philosophy, know good philosophy, so you can answer bad philosophy. Second, if you actually look at what's going on here, you'll see that verse 8 is parallel to other things that Paul goes on to admonish the Colossians. There's a Colossian heresy that he's responding to. The philosophy that was taking people captives was legalism. And you see this, don't let anyone judge you by what you eat or drink, down in verse 16. With regard to religious festivals, new moon celebrations, Sabbath days. These are a shadow of the things to come. The reality is found in Christ. Don't let anyone who delights in false humility and worship of angels disqualify you. Such a person goes into detail about what they've seen, and they're puffed up with idle notions by their unspiritual mind. You have died with Christ to the elemental spiritual force of this world. Why, as though you belong to the world, do you submit to its rules? Do not handle, do not taste, do not touch. The rules which are all destined to perish with us are based on merely human commands and teachings. Such regulations as have appearance of wisdom with self-imposed worship, their false humility and harsh treatment of the body, but lack any value restraining sensual indulgence. Notice here, see to it, in verse 8, that no one takes you captive through hollow and deceptive philosophy, which depends on human tradition and elemental spiritual forces. What are these things, especially in verse 20? Since you died with Christ to the elemental spiritual forces of this world, why, as though you still belong to the world, do you submit to its rules? He's linking these things. That's what he's condemning there. The Colossian heresy is that people are regressing into legalism. They're forgetting that they're saved by grace through faith, and they're not walking in the newness of life. And so he goes on in the next chapter to talk about all the things they should put off as it relates to their old nature and put on the new self with all the things that belong to the new nature. But that's what's going on there. It's not a condemnation of studying any type of philosophy. Oh, you took a philosophy class. You're violating Colossians 2:8. No, that's not even what's going on there. So I hope this helps you understand what the context is in Colossians 2. And you know how to answer if somebody hears you're studying apologetics or philosophy in basically for the means of better being equipped to defend your faith. Don't let people beat you up with this. Know what the actual proper context of Colossians 2 is. Have a great day.